Happy Monday morning. My name is Colleen Biggs, and I am the host of our Monday show that we do every Monday, where we bring another member of the LEAP community forward to spotlight them and their expertise. And today, Felicia Searcy is here with us. She's a results expert, and she's going to be talking about how you're capable of creating anything you desire as long as you learn about the invisible side of your results. And I was like, what is that? Because it's invisible, right? And we can't see it. So it was an amazing holiday last week. I hope a lot of you had some downtime with family, and that you were able to enjoy your time. I know some people out there are getting sick and are recovering from being sick. It's that time of year where we need to really boost our immunity and take care of ourselves, especially with the weather changing here in Arizona. We're cold. It's really, really, really cold now. And it went from being triple digits to in the 90s to being in the 60s, which is a little crazy to do fast. So, Felicia, I'm excited that you're here today to kick us off for this amazing motivational Monday, is what I like to call it. And we need to talk about this invisible side of your results. So first, tell us a little bit about you, where you live, and then let's dive into that.
Yeah, so I'm in Arizona as well, just a little bit of south of you, Colleen, down in Tucson. I have, not to sound cliche or airy-fairy, but I truly have dedicated my life to helping people discover just how powerful they are and unlocking that power and putting it in service to a life that they love, realizing that this truly is our highest contribution that we can bring to the people around us and to literally our world. So that's what I'm up to. So let's talk about the invisible side of our results.
What is that? So I talk a lot about business blind spots, but I don't think maybe that's what you're referring to. So help me understand, when we're talking about the invisible side of our results, what does that mean? So many business owners are out there every day hustling and, getting work and getting exposure and visibility and networking. So what is this that we know we can create anything, right? Thoughts or things, but what are the invisible side of the results?
Well, so you alluded to it when you said thoughts or things, and people have this information. Here's the thing that I have discovered. Number one, in my over 40 years of study and my close to 30 years of helping people really understand this concept of the invisible side of our results. So what I'm going to say is probably not going to be radically new. It's like, can I really add to the conversation of gravity kind of thing? And yet people have the information, but they don't understand how to unlock the information in a way that it really shows up as tangible results in their life. And so when we talk about, so you said thoughts are things. So we have been given this in unimaginable capacity to create that. When we talk about creating, the first place that we start is in our thinking. The first place that we start is in our imagination. Now, what so few people really neglect to do is to sit back and really ponder the power of our imagination. Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich, said that we are barely scratching the surface of this power of our imagination. We are the only species on the planet that actually has the ability to consciously choose images. But most people don't understand that we actually get to choose images, that most people will look at what's going outside in their world, and they will let those circumstances then dictate what they show in what Joseph Murphy calls the movie screen of our mind. Now, the reason why, and they end up terrorizing themselves, they end up using their imagination to terrorize themselves. The reason this is so important is because what you are running in your imagination habitually determines what you actually can see for yourself. It determines how you see yourself. It will determine the kind of ideas that you're willing to entertain, the actions you take, the way in which you take those actions, and your ability to actually allow, give consent to a level of abundance in your life. Now, we've all heard the power of our thinking, but right now, ask yourself, How diligent have I been with my thinking so far, even just today? Have I allowed what's going on in my world to run my imagination? Or am I consciously choosing images that bring me alive and know that there's more power? This is the invisible side of it, that there is more power in the images in my imagination than there is in whatever the facts and conditions of your life may be right now. That's what I'm talking about when I say that people have the information, but it's a mastery and it's a rigor to maintain the image of a life that you love when you're working with facts and conditions that have not yet proven, or basically give you permission to think that way, that you don't have the evidence of it yet. So you're doing the deed. If you don't have this piece, this is when people spin their wheels
Yeah.
and they wonder why it's not working for them. And so it's having more faith in the invisible side of the power of your imagination and the power that gave you that imagination than it is in trying to fix what's going on out here in order for you to be okay. So I hope
Ah.
I answered your question.
Yes, and I love that. And I want to give an example of that because 10 days ago we had the Empower and Elevate conference. And you are
Yeah.
Felicia, you're going to be a speaker at our one in March 22nd. And boy, let me tell you, it's going to be even grander, but in my imagination, like you talked about, I had imagined putting together a conference for women where we had speakers and sponsors and panelists. And I kind of created it in my mind of what I wanted it to look like. And then I visited some spaces and then I envisioned in the room how it would look, the colors, how it would come together. And somebody asked me a couple of days after the event, was it what you expected it to be? And I said, it was even greater than what my imagination could ever imagine. So I had gotten to the point where I put together thoughts or things. I had a thought, wanted to do it, brought everybody together, created the event space, everything just kind of created. And it was even better that I could ever imagine it to be. And I think that that's what we do for ourselves. It can become even greater than your mind could even imagine. You kind of think this would be cute and I can visualize that and visualize this, but then the feelings and what takeaways and what everyone walks out of there with and their own individual experiences that they have is always long beyond what you could have ever imagined it to be. So I think for me, that's that invisible side of the results
That's
was
it.
creating that for
That's
sure.
it. And
Yeah.
and here's the thing to really to grasp, right? That we play at the level of our awareness and our imagination,
Mhm.
right? And then to understand that there is a life force energy that grabs hold of it and takes it beyond what our human self can understand. This is why I always have my folks when you're working with vision. And here's the thing: you're working with vision all the time anyway, whether you're aware of it or not. Just let's get clear on being intentional with vision, right? Otherwise, you're gonna revert to the default.
Right.
But this is something even better still, because we can only see to the level of our awareness. And then to understand that there is a life force energy seeking you richer, freer, fuller expression through you and by means of you, and will take that dream. And as you give consent to it, will expand it in ways that you in your human form can't begin to imagine. And
Mhm.
yet there's that cellular divine recognition for it.
Yeah, totally. I totally believe that. Tell us a little bit about on your website the spiritual success. Tell us what
Yeah.
that is that you're talking about here.
Yeah, so I have vision is foundational to everything, right? And so what I've done is that I put together a vision toolkit where I've created a meditation.
Oh.
My background, I'm a 15-year New Thought ordained minister. I ran a church for 15 years where every Sunday we would do a meditation and I would help my congregants visualize the life that's seeking them. And so I created a vision meditation to really listen deeply to the most profound question that we can ask, which is, what would I love? I put together instructions to understand the art and the science to visioning, and then created a vision example. And then I put together a daily practice, because once you have a vision, what do you do with it?
Yeah.
And so I actually put together a daily practice that as you apply this, you're working with that vision very deliberately on an ongoing, continuous basis. So you have more faith in the vision than you do in what the facts and conditions are telling you that you can have. And so I put that whole package together to really help people begin that foundational step of creating the vision of a life.
Yeah.
It
So
absolutely
make
does.
sure you go here, and we'll have this dropped in all the comments for FeliciaSearcy.com // spiritual success. You said something that you just glazed right over that I want to go back to. And you said, the life that is seeking them.
Yeah.
The life that is seeking them. How many of us think we are seeking a specific life, designing a specific life, yet there is a life out there seeking you if you allow it? Right. And in the Bible, it says that God only wants, he does not want us to be poor. He wants us to be of the richest. Right. So how do you have that life find you? Right. It's by stepping back, like you said, and having this plan. So everyone, please go download that download. And then I know you have a workshop coming up. Do you want to tell us about that workshop before we wrap up today?
Yeah, so I have coming up a 2-hour vision workshop where we're going to look at the invisible forces for your visible success, where we're really going to dig in for 2 hours of getting clear on what is the spiritual success system. I call it my paint by number spiritual success system, and to step aside from life coming at you in order to listen deeply to the life that's seeking to express through you and by means of you. And what if 2024, no matter how good 2023 was, what if 2024 could be one of those years that you turn around and you go, holy moly? That's what we're digging into
Yeah.
in my upcoming workshop.
And what date is that workshop?
December 8th.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll make sure we get that information listed on the comments as well. And what is the last thing, Felicia, that you would love to share with those that are watching this video today? We just came off a holiday. We are heading toward the last month of the year. Some people feel like I did it. I can cruise into 2024. I hit my goals. I feel awesome. They had a holy moly, wow, this was a great year. And others are feeling defeated because they didn't hit their goals. And they're feeling as if, why am I doing this year after year when I'm not really happy? Maybe they feel like all they do is just work a whole bunch, but they're not really getting anywhere in their business.
Yeah, so two separate conversations. So the people that are saying, holy moly, oh my gosh, this was an amazing year, congratulations. And I'm going to encourage you to really get clear on what was the process that created that, not just the tactical steps that you took, but what was the vision and what was the state that you held. Now, here's the thing around people that's like, oh my God, I'm so tired of struggling. I'm going to really encourage you to, number one, look back over the year and claim the small wins. It can be so easy to get discouraged. I'm going to encourage you to notice the progress that you did make. Maybe it wasn't what you wanted, and notice that you did make progress. You want to harness that good. You want to harness that goal. That gold. And then I'm going to encourage you to really dig deeper into this element of understanding that there truly is an invisible side of our results, and for everybody to understand that desire, that's not your desire. That is life force energy seeking you, seeking a richer, freer, fuller expression by means of us. That when we say yes to a dream, we're actually saying yes to this divine essence that's wanting us to discover more of who we are created to be, and to flow through us in ways that you can't even begin to imagine. So I get discouragement. Wrap yourself up, pour love into that part of you and keep coming back to the origin of that dream and ask, if it all worked out, would I still love this? That's the only question you have to ask. Am I still in love with this? And if the answer is yes, then I'm going to encourage you to keep coming back to that vision and take a deeper dive in understanding the origin of that vision, that there is something divine seeking you. And as you give consent to it and make room for this power to work in amazing ways, watch how you transform, and then your life takes off.
And December 8th is the perfect time to attend a workshop, especially for those that might feel that way, but say, yes, I still want to do this. I'm still committed to that vision. I just need the tools maybe in my tool belt. So they could start with this tool, the spiritual success, and go and download that, which is kind of that daily practice that you talked about, Felicia, for them to be able to utilize that. So December 8th is her workshop. We will have the links marked for you. Thank you so much, Felicia, for being a member of the LEAP community. Thank you for all that you contribute. And thank you, all of you out there that are in our communities, Felicia's and mine, for being connected with us, for being our friends, for being our confidants, for being our partners. This is one of those months that we have a week left to be able to extend our I would say humble gratitude for all that's moving around us, that is seeking, right? That is seeking this life with us and for us. So Felicia, thank you so much. And to all of you out there, go crush it this week. Don't forget to grab your downloads from Felicia, get registered for her December 8th workshop, and we will see you next week as we bring another member forward. Until then, bye-bye for now. Bye-bye, Felicia. Bye-bye, everyone.